Triple H might be unhappy with some of his returns, but I'm unhappy with all of them. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. We have a brand new video today. It's going to be a tier list video, and we're going to be ranking all the returns to come back to WWE since Triple H took over. Now, I believe there's been 16 returns in total. However, on this tier list, we will be combining people together. So for Hit Row, we're going to be just ranking them as a group rather than separate, rather than individually. We've got Scarlett and Cross together as well, and also the Good Brothers. Now, I could save us a shitload of time and just rank everybody in D. D for disaster, because in my opinion, that's what these returns have been. That is what the Triple H era has been, but I'm going to actually put a bit of thought into it. I'm going to rank it fairly, and there might be a little bit, you might be surprised, there might be some people that I rate a wee bit higher than you expected, but I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to base it on not necessarily people that I like, but based on how the run has been since coming back. So with that said, we will start on the left hand side, we'll work our way over to the right hand side, and with the first ranking option, it is going to be the Good Brothers. We've got Carl Anderson, the machine gun. I wish someone would just point a machine gun at my head and blow every time he comes out. And we've got Doc Gallows, the big man that ain't even that big, but we pretend he's a giant because everyone else is a midget these days, so he looks pretty big. These two came back. In my opinion, all they do is drag AJ down. They came back, they were supposed to help AJ even up the numbers against the Judgment Day, yet all they did was bitch and cry about needing to find a solution for the Rhea Ripley problem because they kept letting a woman hit them in the nuts. That's their return. That is the entire fucking return. Crap. Absolutely crap. Again, I can't take AJ seriously with these guys. In my opinion, AJ should be pushed as a main eventer, but every time he's around these two, he's a mid-carder at best. Now, I know we could say that AJ hasn't been a main eventer for a while now, but these two are certainly not going to help push him up there. And AJ's performance has got nothing to do with where I'm going to rank these guys, but you might have guessed it. I'm going to rank these guys in D because they've been shit. They haven't really been shit. Up next, we have Bray Wyatt. What can I say about Bray Wyatt? I was excited to see Bray Wyatt return. I was excited to see The Fiend return. And he has returned. It's been about, 10 weeks now, 11 weeks, and not a lot has happened. If I'm being honest, it's about 2.5 months, and he has pretty much just slapped LA Knight. That's what it's amounted to his return. And it's been so fucking disappointing. This guy's capable of good stuff. This guy's got good creative. And he's done good things in the past with different characters, and I'm sure he could do good things in the future, but at the moment, this isn't really it. They need to speed up the process. It's just not enough happening, man. They're going for a slow build, but just no one at the moment cares, right? We need to move on. We need to find out what's happening. We need to move to the next step of this Bray Wyatt comeback, this Bray Wyatt storyline, because, like I said, at the moment, it's him wanting to be loved, but acknowledging he can't be loved because deep down he's got something inside. Well, I'll tell you what, mate, I've got nothing inside for you. You suck, and that is the simple story. So I'm going to put Bray Wyatt, because I did like his return, and I do think he's a good performer. I'm going to put him in C, but honestly, man, the return has been pretty poor. So he's going in to C. Up next, we have the monster among men, Braun Strowman, and at this point, he's just a pussy. He's straight up a pussy. This guy ain't a monster. Comes back with his red, tight, skinny jeans. He's tagging with high flyers like Ricochet. One week he's bashing them, then the next minute he's putting them over. He's done absolutely nothing. He seems to be in a bit of a feud with Gunther at the moment, but I mean, since this guy came back, he's been crap. He really has been. The height is the peak of this guy's career was probably when he got in the feud with Kane, and then he had the good stuff with Roman Reigns, where he's like, "I'm not finished with you," and he would just like follow Roman Reigns around back in like 2017. I think that was the best we've seen for Braun Strowman. I think every year since then that he's declined, he's regressed. And this return in 2022, guys, has not been it. I've not been impressed with Braun Strowman whatsoever. And if I'm being honest, I can't put him any higher than D. I'll put him above the Good Brothers, but I can't put him any higher than D. Speaking of D, Candice LeRae, just straight into D for me. Done absolutely nothing. Oh, it's the Poison Pixie or whatever. I wish she would get poisoned and piss off, because she's not good. I don't like to see her on my TV screen, along with her husband as well, man. Just simply not good enough. She's done absolutely nothing. Came back, had some throwaway matches against that stable on Raw that is absolutely horrendous. I can't even remember their name. They're that bad. Damage Control, that's the one. So yeah, I'm putting Candice in D. Dakota Kai, I hate Damage Control. I really hate Damage Control. But she has came back and won a couple of titles, tag team. I'll put her above the Good Brothers. No, wait, I've enjoyed the Good Brothers more, haven't I? Yeah. You know what, I'm going to put Dakota Kai in here. Dakota Kai is going in D, above Candice LeRae, but below the Good Brothers. Up next, we have Karrion Kross and Scarlett. The feud with Drew McIntyre was decent. It was okay, although Karrion Kross is a bit boring. I like Scarlett, she's hot. The entrance is cool, I'm not going to deny that. I really like the entrance when you see her come in and she gets into the ring and then she disappears to the camera and then like a split second later he's right up in your face. I mean, that is a cool visual, that is a cool entrance, but after that, once the entrance finishes, it's a bit boring in my opinion. There's not a lot to like about the guy apart from his hot wife, and his hot wife ain't exactly doing much at the moment. So I'm going to rank them in C. It's been an okay return for me, nothing special. I will put it, I'm actually going to put it above Bray Wyatt. So there you go, it's going above Bray Wyatt. Up next, Emma. What can I say? Straight into D. I'll actually put her below Candice LeRae because it's been horrible. We have Hit Row up next, or Shit Row, as I call them. Shit Row. Aye, absolute shit, mate. You're going right into the D category. Bums. I'll put them above Emma, maybe, because, or do I? I don't know. I'll put them above Emma. Got Dexter Loomis up next, and you know what? I really enjoyed his return when he first came back, stalking The Miz. I thought that was great. Him after The Miz, you know, I looked like an absolute serial killer turning up at The Miz's house. Just would not leave The Miz alone. His pursuit of The Miz was relentless. But in my opinion, since finding out that he was after money because The Miz never paid him, and the whole stalking thing was actually a ploy set up by The Miz, and it was all pretend, that has pretty much killed his return. I think that was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my... Well, not the dumbest thing. There's been a lot of dumb things in wrestling, but it was dumb. It was very dumb, and for that, I'm going to put Dexter Loomis in the C category. I'll put him top because, like I said, I really did enjoy his initial comeback, but ever since we found out that he was essentially being paid by The Miz to do what he done, that's killed it for me. Up next, we have Maya Yim, and I never noticed until recently that Maya Yim is actually pretty hot, and there is some reports or some rumours going around at the moment that she's cheating on her husband Keith Lee. Unfortunately, though, she's not cheating on him with me, so therefore I don't really care, and she's going to go into the D category. I will put her above, you know what, she's been the muscle for the club, and I guess she has solved the Rhea Ripley problem, so I'll put her in D behind Braun Strowman. Up next we have Sarah Logan, came back looking like a fucking Viking, and I just do not care. You know what, I'll stick Sarah Logan. Oh, how low do I stick her down? Do I stick her behind Shit Row, or do I stick her behind Emma? Where do I stick her? Does she even deserve to be on this list? Probably not. She fucking sucks, but we'll need to put her somewhere. I'm going to put her... you know what? I'm going to put... At least Emma had a comeback match against Ronda Rousey that she's done nothing, so I'm going to stick her in D. And last but not least, we have Johnny Gargano. Look, I absolutely hate Johnny Gargano. I think this guy is horrendous. I do. I would not have him anywhere near my company. I would not bring him back. I think he's horrible. I really think he's horrible. But having said that, I think that he's been given so much screen, and it's a bad thing, don't get me wrong. He has been featured so heavily on Raw. I remember one Raw where he was literally on the screen. I counted up the minutes, it was like 44 minutes or something like that on a 3-hour show. Way too fucking long. Way too much Johnny Gargano. But some of the stuff's been okay, so I'm not going to sit here and say it's not. I think some of the Johnny Gargano stuff has been alright, so therefore, believe it or not, I'm actually going to put Johnny Gargano in the D category, and I'm going to put him second top. You know what, I'm going to put him just behind Braun Strowman. Now that's higher than I expected myself to put Johnny Gargano, because I do not like Johnny Gargano. I absolutely cannot stand Johnny Gargano. He is indie wrestling. I mean, that's literally his name, Johnny Wrestling, but he is what, when I think of indie wrestling, when I think of Vanilla Midgets, when I think of Ring of Honor, I think of this guy. But he's been better than the people behind him. He really has been. At the moment, unfortunately, I would rather Johnny Gargano over the Good Brothers or anything like that. And it does look like I've literally just put all the women last. So that's not sexist, that's just a pure fact that the women that Triple H has brought back didn't deserve to be brought back. They all fucking suck, and that is why they're last. Even Johnny Gargano gets ahead of them. I don't know why the Good Bros are there. That just shows how bad the Good Bros are. But yeah, Johnny Gargano getting ahead of all these women, that just shows you how bad these women are. Anyway, that is my tier list, guys. I've went with Sarah Logan, Emma, Shit Row, Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, the Good Brothers, Mia Yim, Johnny Gargano, and Braun Strowman in D, with Bray Wyatt, Karrion and his hot wife Scarlett, and of course Dexter Loomis in C. Let me know what you think down below. If you have any difference of opinion, then of course let me know in the comments. If anybody thinks either or any of these returns belong in the S category, then God help you, mate. Go to a doctor, see if you can get you some medication for that issue, because that is a big fucking issue. Although that's it, guys. Till next time, I'll catch you in the next one. Leave a like, leave a comment. Peace.